Okay, so I'm coming back with another lunchtime video to talk about some of the tools I'm using on my financial freedom journey. So the whole thing about it is learning how to budget, learning how to manage your money, knowing where your money is going every paycheck. Dave Ramsey, I am on his plan. He does a zero-based budget where every penny has a name before it comes in and goes out. There are a whole lot of budgeting videos, like detailed budgeting videos where people are using their actual numbers and showing you how they break it down. I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to talk about what I use to budget and how I figured out the best way to budget for myself. So I found Dave Ramsey July of last year, and I read his book, Total Money Makeover, the book that changed my life, seriously changed my financial life, changed my mindset as well. And from there, I started to work on a budget every month. Now, so that was August, September, October, November, December. I did not fully grasp how to do a perfect budget where everything planned out exactly how I put it on paper until December, pretty much more January is when I really grasped it. It took a little time to get used to really go through and figure out all my numbers and stuff like that. And in your head, before starting this, in my head, I felt like I had so much control over all of this. Like, I got this. I know my money. I know where my money's going. I know what I'm spending on, what I'm not spending on. I know where my bills are. But putting it on paper really just changed my whole trajectory of how this works. And it really showed me that I didn't know. I didn't have a full grasp. There's so many things that I had in my budget that I'm like, oh my God, why do I spend on that every month? Seeing it on paper really puts it into perspective, and it really did for me. So my book's kind of beat up, but there's a lot of budgeting apps out there, but for me, they don't work. I like to put things on paper, and this is my budgeting notebook. I like to put things on paper and see it and do the calculations, and it feels better to me than typing in stuff on my phone. And I guess the apps are convenient, but for me, putting it on paper, writing it down, seeing my numbers, adding, subtracting, whatever, right in front of me here, it made more sense for me. I'm more comfortable with that. With our paper, I take this everywhere I go. I have this book with me. So yeah, January is when I really was able to completely budget to zero, start my debt snowball and all of that. So it was really enlightening. Then in January, because I'm a YouTube fanatic, I watch a lot of videos. I saw a lot of people using this Happy Planner, Spend Well Planner. So Happy Planner has different planners, but this is their budgeting planner, and it pretty much breaks down, like, it helps you track your expenses. It gives you the calendar so you can map out your bills for the month, and you can just have them at a glance. It has a savings jar where you can jot down what you're saving each month. It has a bill pay checklist. What else does it have in here? Pretty much everything you need for budgeting. It has like goals for next month, what you're trying to achieve. This has also been amazing for me. For some people it doesn't work. Some people kind of put their own spin on it, which is great. You got to do what works for you. You got to do what you know you're going to stick to. But the way it is set up, the Spend Well Happy Planner, I love it. I don't need to change anything. Just the way it came is the way I use it. Disclaimer, when you get into these Happy Planner things and you see other people doing their budget and they're doing stickers, it can get addictive. It's kind of addictive for me. I'm now into like the stickers and stuff, nothing over the top, like, but I'm now into the stickers and decorating my layout and stuff. But it's fun, and it makes you want to keep going back in there and doing the work. You understand what I'm saying? So it makes it interesting and it keeps your attention. Yeah, that's what I want to say. It holds my attention. So I'm excited to go in here every month or before every check and, write down my bills, see what dates they're due, check that off, kind of decorate the planner a little bit. I'm not going to go into my planner, but there's a lot of videos on here of people breaking it down, showing you exactly what they do in their planner, their numbers and everything, which is very insightful and very, it's really cool to see people being that open and honest. I'm not going to go into mine because I'm in my car and it's kind of awkward. But, so what I do is before I get my check every month or right before payday, the week of payday, I sit down and I go over my numbers in this. I do all the math, I do the breakdown, I do where I want my money to go. All of that happens in this. Then before the month even starts, in this, on the calendar part of it, I jot down each day what bill is due, whatever else I have, like miscellaneous or variable things that are coming up, like maybe a doctor's appointment for me or my son, a dental appointment. I put it down, and I put down if it's going to require me to have money towards that, a payment or a copay or whatever has to be made. I jot it down in here in my planner. And it also has a weekly spread where it breaks it down by the day, and there's 3 boxes and you can kind of like jot stuff down. In that I kind of jot down what my goals are for that day. In the second row I kind of put what I eat. So this planner is a little bit more of a budget planner. It's my everyday planner, even though it's specifically set up for budgeting. I put down what I plan to eat through the middle part, and then at the very bottom part I put what I'm grateful for that day. So yeah, it's good to have it to look back on and stuff like that. So after I take this and I do the days, I go back over this, make sure everything matches up, do all the math and scratch work. And then throughout the weeks of the month, I track my expenses, mostly variable expenses, and then I check off my bills when they do get paid. It's just a really good way when you see everything on paper and you can really pinpoint where things are going, what's happening. It makes this whole budgeting thing so much easier and so less daunting, like it was back in August when I felt like I had no control or I didn't know what was going on. So yeah, these are just 2 things that I'm using. Again, this could get a little addictive because there's so many pretty things, pretty sticker books and stuff like that, but you can keep it under control. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it keeps you interested because you want to go in and see your layout and decorate your layout and check off your bills. You feel like, small little achievements. It keeps the process going. And the compound effect, the book I read last month says, you'll start with one small change. Like if you consistently do something, it's gonna create momentum and it's gonna make a difference. And starting in August, I didn't have control over it, and I just kept doing it. I stuck it out, and now I have a grasp on my budget. Now I get it. Now I could do it in my sleep. And there's always opportunities to go back and look at like January, February in my happy planner and see what I can tweak, what I can do better, what I can, improve, or what's really working or what's not working at all. You get a chance to really go over it when you keep it in a binder. Like you don't have to have a happy planner. This is nice. It's really nice to have, but a simple notebook from the dollar store, and just keep track of your budget for the year and just keep track of your numbers and stuff like that. It's helpful. So I would recommend the zero-based budget. There's other videos on YouTube as well explaining the whole zero-based budget. It's pretty much just budgeting every penny of your paycheck before you get it, giving every dollar a name and a place to go. Pretty much is what a zero-based budget is. So I like it. It makes sense because you don't end up with this extra money that you feel like, oh, I gotta spend. That's when you end up spending on frivolous things, unnecessary things, when you could be focusing on what's really important. So yeah, check out some videos on here of the Happy Planner, which I love, this is the Spendwell, this is the budget edition. This is the classic size. I do believe they have a mini size to this as well, but I like this size. It works for me. And then if you don't feel like you need a whole planner with the breakdown and stuff, just get you a simple dollar store notebook. I work with both, and it just works for me to have my scratch here and then transfer to here, and I am able to look at both. It just works for me. But if you just need a regular notebook, you can check out the dollar store and check out Total Money Makeover. Like, I'm telling you, it changed my life. It changed my mindset, and it just put me into overdrive. And I see the changes, and I see the progress, and I see the momentum building. And I can attest, this is a testimony that if you really put this stuff into practice, you will be better off. You just got to put it into practice. Yes, you can read it, know it, but it's 20% head knowledge, 80% action. Like, you have to put it into action. You have to do it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. The things that I'm using to budget, my Happy Planner and my notebook. Share if anybody else has any other way that they do their budget every month. Share it. I like watching budgeting videos all the time. I watch budgeting videos on YouTube all the time just to see what other people are doing and how they're doing it. It's good to see what other people are doing and how they're doing it. But this is what works for me. I do it every week. I'm in my budgeting binders and my budgeting book almost every day, just going over stuff, just making sure we're on the same page, checking my bank balances and stuff like that. And it really is motivating. It really is. You feel like you have control, like you're running your own financial business for yourself. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm the CEO of my own finances, and this is how I keep everything under control, everything under wraps. So let me know if you've used the Happy Planner, the Happy Planner Budget Edition. I love it. I probably will get this again next year and use it again. There's a lot of different ones, but I love this one. It just makes my life so much easier, and it's cool, and it keeps my interest, like I said. So let me know if you use it, or if you just use a regular old notebook, which I use as well. So yeah, leave your comments below, and that's it from my end. I gotta get back as per usual. Have a good one.